Hi, in this video we're going to continue from the previous video and apply the dynamic joint into the real character, and also we are going to introduce the very important concept called the compound rigid body dynamic simulation, which we can combine the some small part of the joint together for simulation. So let's first open our example, the sample 35, the dynamic joint. And you can see that once you created the origin agent, there are a lot of the blue balls. In the previous video, we hide them. You can just hide and unhide by here. Hide and unhide the dynamic joints. And in the last video, we already introduced how to set the type of the dynamic joint and also how to adjust the data. So, for example, let's just review them. Here is the leg. Let's first need to choose which type of that joint. We needed to choose that to the hinge and also rotate and making sure the green arrow point to the next joint, and also adjust the swing up and down. And this is a swing forward, so you can just leave that the 15 for default, because this is the real human cannot rotate the joint of this joint forward too much and make this bigger, because the leg can rotate backward a lot of the degrees, so like this. And also you need to adjust that one by one of each one of joint. For example, the shooter, you needed to first change that to the shooter and adjust the rotation limitation like this, the shooter and the arm. Here is still the hinge. Let's just rotate and make it point to the next axis, the next joint, and the axis is correct. And also just like this, we need to set the rotation limit. It can rotate forward a lot of degrees, but a very limited degrees backward. But this time is inverse. We need to select this specifically and set up the value. Decrease this down. You need to set this one by one for each one of joint, and also, this is a little bit tedious but very important, just like the bone shape of the origin agent. So here, this is the origin agent example. We can load the setup from here, the Miami, and the origin agent load from scene, the OA, the man, the MRig OA. So you can load this from our preset. Anytime we can save their work, it's just the same as the previous to reintroduce the refine the bone shape of the origin agent in the video 3, in the third videos. Let's do some test. Let's make a decision. And here, enable the input. Let's just give it a condition. The current frame is greater than, for example, 5, the fifth frame. And at this time, enable dynamics. Let's just see what will happen. You can see that our agent will fall down to the ground. And the next thing we're going to introduce that's very important concept called compound the rigid body dynamics. Let's first open the document. You can find this in the part 7 physics dynamic feature and the compound the RBD bones. You can see that in this case there are a lot of the joints, but actually there are only 3 rigid joints, but for some reason recreated them one by one. For example, the twist. So at this time we needed to combine some of the joints together for making them rigid again. For example, combine this orange to this blue one. You can see that this combined together. This is a rigid one. Just like this arm, you can combine the white bones to the root bone of that, so it's forming this kind of the bone and make everything rigid. So let's just see our example. You can see that in the previously we imported the preset, and we already done for you. But if we can disable it, let's first select these bones and turn the compound rigid body off, and the simulation again. You can see that the arm, just like a tentacle, it's not realistic. For the more obviously result, we just unlock the elimination of this joint. So we selected this full joint and make the swing up and down very big. At this time, the result will be very obviously. Let's play back our simulation. You can see that the lower arm is the twist like this. So this is inaccurate and unrealistic. We needed to combine them together. So let me introduce the principle for that. Anytime if you want to combine the object together, you just needed to select the lower hierarchical the joints together and enable the compound RBD. So at this time, you can see that if we enable these two objects, it will automatically belongs to the children of the root, so it will form a bigger the rigid body dynamics. So let's run this simulation again. You can see that at this time you can see that the lower arm is the kind of the rigid body, a big one. It will not twist it will not bend anymore, but there for this left side is continue like a tentacle. So on the right side is more realistic. Let's see the whole simulation animation. You can see that left side is like this and the right side is correct. So what we're gonna do is also need to select these two bones and make the compound RBD enabled, and these two joints will automatically the parent to this root bone, but this root bone will not be parent onto this upper arm. At this time, let me simulate again, and you can see that the result will be much better for the arm. You can see that everything is correct now. And also you can do the same thing on the finger. For example, you can combine these two fingers to this the main finger. So we just need to select these two bones, enable the compound RBD, and also these two bones. Or you can even combine the whole fingers to the hand. So just select all of this finger bones and enable the compound RBD. So at this time all fingers will be parented onto the hand. So let's play back the simulation. Please notice that the left hand and the right hand, you can see that the finger is in the left side, it will move every frame, but in the right side it will still. and you can see that the leg, the rotation limit is correct. Everything is fine. So this is an introduction for the more on the joint and the compound rigid body dynamics. This is a really important features. Thank you for watching. See you next time.